Okay, we are doing 50 grammar and vocabulary questions over here. So yes, so why would the answer be off, right? Because in is not used in this way. Okay, is the wrong preposition. So this question is testing you on prepositions. Okay, which is why the answer we can use is only option number 3. Moving on to the next question. Everyone is required to evacuate the school immediately. Blank, a fire break out. Okay, blank, a fire break out. So we are finding a word to replace if. We are finding a word to replace if. So which words over here can replace the blank? Okay, there's one word over here that is a more formal way of saying if. Okay, so the answer of this question will actually be option number 4. Should a fire break out? Okay, so why would the answer be option number 4? Because should is actually an inverted conditional sentence without using the word if, right? So it replaces the word if in a more formal tone. And the other options over here do not fit into the sentence as well, because might is regarding something that is a possibility, and might a fire break out is a awkward sentence structure. Okay, and option 2, could a fire break out is a question form. This is usually used to ask question instead. Okay, ask questions. Therefore, option 2 is incorrect. And option number 3 is not a valid way to start a conditional clause. Therefore, the answer will be option number 4. Question number 4. The deadline for the submission is 3 days away. There isn't blank time to complete our project. Mabel reminded her classmates. Okay, time. Okay, so is time countable or uncountable? Okay, is time countable or uncountable? Okay, so time is actually uncountable. Okay, since time is uncountable, we can eliminate some options over here, many and some. So is it much time or little time? Okay, so there isn't much time left, right? We don't have a lot of time to complete our project because the deadline is 3 days away. It's very near or tight deadline. Okay, question number 5. Mrs. Teng asked her students to help her blank the stacks of worksheets back to their classroom. Okay, help her blank the stacks of worksheet. Okay, so what would the answer be? Okay, to help her blank the stack of worksheets. So is it carry, carries, carried, or carrying? Right? So we see the word to help her blank. Hi Starlight Whisper, really long time no see. Right. Yes, you are still early into the live. We are only at question number 5. So would you like to answer question number 5? Okay, dancing emoji. Okay, so help something, right? So helping someone do something will actually come with a base form after the action, right? So help me, help her blank the stacks of worksheet. So if we are looking at the base form of the word, right, what would the answer be? One. Yes, okay. So help her carry the stacks of worksheets back to the classroom is correct. Okay, so base form, so help him move. Okay, this is the base form. Help her collect. Okay, these are base forms of the word that comes with the action after helping. Okay, so let's go on to question number 6. Pointing to the apples next to him, Mr. Raj remarked, blank type of apples is the sweetest. Okay, apples, this is plural. Okay, and next to him implies that it is very near. Okay, since it is plural form and it is very near, what would the answer for question number 6 be? Okay. However, you have to take note that over here it is typed, so please do not fall for the trap, right? So think carefully before answering the question. You have to look through all the clues for question number 6, right? Blank type of apples. So do we focus on apples or do we focus on the type? Yes, okay, very good. So because it is near, this is what we are looking at, and we are looking at the type, right? The type is singular. Okay, so this is actually a trick. Okay, pointing to the apples next to him, right? We are still referring to the type of apples, which is a collective noun in this sense. So the answer will be option number 1. Okay, question 7. Neither Nora or her sisters blank going to the birthday party next week. We immediately know this is present tense. Okay, present tense, and we are looking at the second subject in this question over here. Right, second subject for question number 7. So what would the answer be? Okay, very straightforward. Okay, we are focusing on her sisters only. We ignore Nora. So what would the answer be for question number 7? Okay, is it, we can eliminate 3 and 4 because these are past tense, right? So is it 1 or is it 2? Okay, if we've only focused on her sisters, this is in plural form, right? Okay, so if it's plural, Rina Harry says that it is 1 is going to the birthday party. Okay, Rina, looking at this, we are only looking at the second subject in this context. Okay, second subject. So the second subject is her sisters, which we are going to use for the blank over here. Okay, so we are actually looking at sisters, which is plural form. Therefore, the answer is actually option 2 instead of option number 1. Okay, yes, okay, I'm glad that you got it. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is actually option number 2. Okay, question number 8. The librarian instructed us to behave blank while she went to the restroom for a short while. Okay, us, right? This is a hint. To behave blank when she went to the restroom for a short while. She was directing that instruction to us, right? So behaving ourselves can only be the appropriate answer for question number 8. Okay, let's go on to question 9. Our debate team have qualified for the next round of the competition. Blank they. This is a question tag. Okay, this is a question tag. So, have qualified for the next round. This is a positive form. Okay, so we are looking at the negative form over here. So what would the answer for question 9 be? Okay, this is quite straightforward as well. Okay, if it's have, we can try to convert them, so we can cancel 1 and 2 because they are the positive forms already, right? So hasn't is has not, and haven't is have not. Okay, so yes, Starlight Whisper, that is correct. Number 4, haven't they? Okay, because it is have, that's why we can only choose option number 4. Okay, let's go on to question number 10. Blank, we take action now, we will suffer from the effects of climate change. Okay, so blank, we take action now, we will suffer from the effects of climate change. So it is something that we should be doing now, or else that will happen, right? So we have to find the contrasting word over here for question number 10. So what would the answer be? Yes, Starlight Whisper, very fast. Unless we take action now, right? Unless we take action now, we will suffer from the effects of climate change. Okay, yes, so this is all for the first grammar practice, grammar MCQ. Please let me know if you have any questions before we move on to our grammar close. Okay, grammar close section. Okay, moving on to grammar close over here. So let's start with the first paragraph. What is Mpox? Mpox is supposedly a less contagious cousin of smallpox with generally milder symptoms. Blank, it still can be deadly. Okay, so you see this comma, this pause over here, right? It still can be deadly. Okay, even with milder symptoms, it still can be deadly. So what would the answer be? Which alphabet would be suitable for this? Okay, H. However, yes. Okay, however, it can still be deadly. Okay, next. The disease was discovered in 1958, blank the Satan's Serum Institute, Copenhagen, where it was spreading in monkeys kept for research. Okay, so blank this place over here, right? So discovered. Okay, we are referring to the place, so it cannot be by because they are not a person, right? It is only discovered blank this location. So please take note. What would the answer be for question 12? C, yes. Okay, discovered at the Statens Serum Institute is correct. Okay, please do not confuse this with D. It cannot be D because this is a place as I written down, right? So in this area, right, we have to only say at the institute instead of being discovered by them. Okay, it can only be discovered by the scientists, the people, but it's not by the institute. It was then named monkeypox. The term was eventually changed to Mpox, blank the global outbreak in 2022. Okay, eventually changed, blank the global outbreak. During, yes, very good. Okay, during the global outbreak in 2022. Now, a new deadlier strain of monkeypox virus originating from Congo in 2023 looms blank Southeast Asia. Okay, looms something Southeast Asia. So usually it looms, this preposition is something that is usually or more often used with the word loom, right? So what would the word be? Okay, looming. Hey, is it looming in? Is it looming for? Looming? Any answers? Yes. Okay, Starlight Whisper, L. Right, looms over. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so we usually use this word with over. Right, so the dark clouds in the sky looms over the area or the region. Okay, moving on to question 15. Thus, travelers should take precaution blank traveling overseas to safeguard their health. Okay, so take precaution blank traveling overseas. Okay, very good. I see several answers. Right, when traveling overseas is correct. Okay, so when you are traveling overseas, you really have to be careful and safeguard your health to prevent the virus from spreading. Blank through the exact source of mpox is unknown. Oh, sorry. Though the exact source. This is something though, right? So it's a very obvious answer. Blank though the exact source of mpox is unknown. Okay, Cheyenne says F. Even though. Any more answers? Okay, yes. So Cheyenne is correct in this case, even though the exact source of mpox is unknown. Right, very good. Rodents are suspected of playing blank part in the transmission. Okay, playing blank part. This is also a common phrase that is used together. So it should be quite straightforward. Playing something part. Yes, playing a part is correct. Travelers should avoid eating bushmeat and other raw food. Mpox spreads mainly blank getting into physical contact with infected people or animals. Okay, mainly blank getting into physical contact. Okay, so this is the cause, right? The cause of getting monkeypox. Okay, mainly with getting into physical contact. Okay, Starlight Whisper. With is maybe not really the cause, but it's accompanied by, right? So there's actually another answer that suits this blank better. Do you want to try finding the correct answer? Hey, how about Cheyenne? Does Cheyenne have any idea? By. Yes. Okay, so actually, option D is more appropriate for this blank over here. So mainly by getting into physical contact with infected people, right? Because this is the cause of getting the monkeypox. So it is caused by this. Travelers should practice good hygiene and wash their hands or use hand sanitizer blank the absence of washing facilities. Okay, or use hand sanitizer blank the absence. Okay, blank the absence. So we usually use this phrase together as well, right? So this preposition that we are looking at is okay, something the absence. Starlight Whisper, yes, that's correct. Okay, in the absence of washing facilities. Blank signs of mpox infection include fever, skin rash, and other flu-like symptoms. Okay, so blank signs. Okay, we are referring to specific signs, right? So there's only one direct answer for this question over here, right? Which is, okay, sorry, is it too small? Let me zoom in. Blank signs. Okay, what signs are we looking at? Blank signs of mpox infection. Okay, we are referring to specific signs. With signs of mpox infection include fever. Shy and with may not be the most appropriate answer for this blank. Right, there's actually another answer that suits this blank better. Do you want to try again? The signs. Yes, very good. Okay, so the correct answer for this blank over here is M. The signs of mpox infection. Okay, so that is all for this grammar clause over here. Right, you can take some time to look through the whole passage. Feel free to ask me any questions regarding any of the blanks over here. Okay, so remember to take note that this is a place. When you see a place, we usually look at the preposition instead of it being discovered by the place. Okay, being discovered by the place can mean that it is discovered beside the place, right, by the roadside or something like that. Okay, if there's no questions, let's go on to vocabulary MCQ and vocabulary close. Okay, so question 21. The king blanked the knight's request to marry the princess. Okay, the king, right? Usually they ask the king for permission, and the permission will be granted. Yes, that is correct. Okay, granted the knight's request to marry the princess. Okay, it cannot be a reward because it is not something that he won, or it's not a promising sum of money or gifts for him, right? It's actually his request, so you can only grant the request. Moving on to question 22. Emerging as the champion of the race was a piece of cake for Eliza, as her blank were not as skillful as she was. Okay, champion of the race. In the race, who are you competing against? Are you competing against the spectators? This is definitely incorrect, right? So we can only compete with our... Okay, both of you says that it's option number 3. That is correct. Opponents, right? Her opponents. Okay, it is not her participants because the participants participate in the same race as her. So the correct answer is opponents. Chowang, oh, welcome. It's actually been a long time since I've seen you in our live sessions. Right, how have you been? Right, welcome back. Okay, question 23. The Straits Times reported that 2 restaurants had their food licenses blank for failing to meet the hygiene requirements. Yes, yes. Doing great. Okay. Cheyenne says 2 licenses revoked. Okay, revoked. Okay, I believe that's a typo, but all of you have the correct answer. Right, licenses being revoked is correct for question 23. Okay, you cannot revive the license. Okay, reviving the license is out of context and doesn't make sense. Restoring the license because you fail to meet hygiene requirements also doesn't fit the context over here, right? Revamping usually is more of like a renovation, right? A revamp of the area. So this is also wrong. You cannot revamp a license. Okay, so revoking license means to take it back or to remove the excess. Okay, take it away. Okay, moving on to question 24. Where is the Chinese guy teacher? Oh, the Chinese guy. Is it Teacher Yahweh? Teacher Yahweh will be doing live session later. Okay, so let's go on to question 24. The saleswoman eyed the suspicious looking man blank as he made his way around the store. He teaching Chinese later. No. I think he's referring to the teacher that is a Chinese, but maybe in the future we will have Chinese live sessions, right? Warily. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, 111. I see. So for question 24, the correct answer is warily. Very good. Okay, so very cautiously, right? Warily as he made his way around the store. You cannot eye the suspicious looking man swiftly. That is too quick already. You're not keeping tabs on him, right? Okay, eagerly eyeing the person will make it too obvious, so that is wrong. Hesitantly means that she's trying to eye, but she's a bit hesitant about it. She's thinking whether she should or she shouldn't. Okay, so that is wrong. So the correct answer for this will only be option number 1. Okay, Very good. Let's go to question 25. Lily was in tears because she had been blanked by the coach in front of her gymnastics team. Okay, something by the coach in front of the team. So she was really sad, right? So this is a phrasal verb question. Okay, phrasal verb question. Once again, we are having a promotion of our phrasal verb and our 1200 grammar and vocabulary questions bundle. So it's a pre-sale. You can get it at 20% off. So if you are interested, feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so question 25. What is the answer over here? Okay, option number 4. Very good. Put down by the coach. Okay, she had been put down by the coach. So what does it mean to put down? Okay, does anyone know the meanings of these phrasal verbs over here? Right, what does it mean to put up, put off, put away, and put down? Okay, going through all the meanings and definitions of these phrasal verbs to test. What is that bundle? Oh, Chobang. Very good question. Okay, so I'll just show you through our ebook store over here. You can head to our link in bio. Okay, and through our ebook store, you can see this. Okay, yes, this is our main page for our new releases. Right, so this is the bundle deal for our 1200 grammar and vocabulary questions and our phrasal verbs ebook. Okay, so right now there's a pre-order sale, right, at 20% off. So you can feel free to check it out at our ebook store and let me know if you have any questions with regards to the product. Okay, going back to this. Starlight Whisper says, oh, put down means discourage. Yes, okay. It actually means to belittle someone, okay, or to criticize someone, right? So, criticize. Okay, so belittle, criticize someone. So that is the correct explanation for put down. So, put away, this means to tidy up, right? To tidy up an area, to tidy up, keep things. So please put away your toys, right? Pack it up. So that is how we use that phrasal verb. Put off actually means to delay something, okay? Delay something. So maybe to delay a plan, okay, the plans to go there was put off, right? Is to postpone. And put up usually means to tolerate, putting up with your attitude, right? So this means to tolerate. Okay, so therefore the correct answer for this is option number 4. Right, I'm glad you understand how to use the phrasal verbs. So let's go on to vocabulary clues. Okay, vocabulary clues. We have to look for the synonyms to the words in bold and underline over here in the passage. Okay, let me circle all of them first. Okay, so let's read the passage together. Because sometimes the words, if you're unable to infer the meaning, you can actually get hints and clues from the sentences that they are in, or maybe before and after the sentence as well, based on the context of the story over here. Okay, so let's read this. Lucas woke up to the sound of his mother's voice. It's time to get ready, his mother reminded him tenderly. That day was a significant one for Lucas. He was about to get his first vaccination of COVID-19. Okay, the he should be capital letters over here. Okay, he was about to get his first vaccination of COVID-19. Though his mother had emphasized the importance of it, the thought of the needle terrified him. Upon reaching the clinic, the anxiety he was feeling all week surfaced again. He looked around and saw that most kids were either engrossed in their phones or conversation with their parents. It'll be quick, his mother reassured him. When his name was called, Lucas took a deep breath. He walked reluctantly to the vaccination room. The nurse smiled kindly and said, "You're brave, Lucas." Before he knew it, the shot was done and the relief flooded him. He had done it. Okay, so very straightforward. tenderly for question 26, we are looking at the synonym for this word over here. Okay, the mother reminded him tenderly. Okay, so this tenderly over here, what is the correct answer to replace this vocabulary word? Right, question 26. Cheyenne says 1. Gently. Chovang, yes, that's correct. Okay, 1. Gently. Okay, reminded him gently. Okay, maybe usually mothers will remind their children gently, I hope, right? So that day was a significant one for Lucas. Okay, significant. Okay, a significant day for Lucas. So question 27, what would the answer be? Okay, 27, major day. Major, crucial. So is it major or crucial? Chovang, I give you one more chance. Do you want to change your answer? Or are you sure that your answer is correct? Okay, is it major or is it crucial? Okay, Chovang change the answer to crucial. Yes. Okay, very good. I'm glad you took up your chance to change your answer. That is correct. Okay, significant day, a very important, crucial day, right, to get your vaccination. I hope all of you also are vaccinated or have the experience of this vaccination. So yes, it's an important day for him because he's afraid of needles, right? So the anxiety he was feeling all week surfaced again. He surfaced again. So what would the answer be? Returned. Okay, again, right? So it came back to him. The anxiety that he had long forgotten about it, right? It surfaced again. So the correct answer for this is option number 1. Okay, should be no problem for all of you. I see that everyone got it correct. So very good. Let's go to question 29. He looked around and saw that most kids were either engrossed in their phones or conversation with their parents. Okay, engrossed in their phones. Engrossed. Okay, when you're very engrossed in something, you are already into that thing, right? So absorbed. Yes, okay, absorbed is correct. Okay, Chovang, Starlight Whisper, that is correct. Okay, bye-bye, Chovang. Thank you for joining the live. Okay, see you. Okay, Starlight Whisper, that is right. Let's go to question 30. Okay, he walked reluctantly to the vaccination room. He walked reluctantly. Okay, he walked reluctantly to the vaccination room. Okay, Cheyenne said trudged. Okay, how about Starlight Whisper? Do you also agree that the answer is option number 2? Okay, so yes, Cheyenne, that is correct, right? He walked reluctantly to the vaccination room, right? Trudging to the vaccination room. Okay, means like dragging his feet, right? Really walking like he doesn't want to go because he's really afraid of the needles, right? So that is correct. And let's go on to our next grammar practice over here. Okay, Ravi is good in mathematics. There are blank questions that he cannot solve. Okay, for some of you, this may be the unknown time doing this question. So I hope that you are able to get it correct now, right? There are blank questions that he cannot solve, right? He is good in mathematics. So do you think there are many or there are a few questions, right? So you can see that questions is countable, right? Questions is a countable noun. So over here, countable. Right, we have done this question many times. So, okay. Postal. Postal says many. There are many questions that he cannot solve. Are you sure? He is good in mathematics. So do you think that he cannot solve many questions? Right? He is good in mathematics. Right? If he's good in mathematics means that he can solve almost all the questions, right? But over here behind at the back of the question they put cannot solve. Okay, this is a big clue that I don't want you to miss out on. It's actually a common careless mistake that people will make. Okay, there are blank questions that he cannot solve. Okay, so Cheyenne, what will your answer be? Oh, Cheyenne already said. Option number 1 is her answer. Yes, that is correct. There are few questions he cannot solve. Yes, Starlight Whisper, that is right as well. Okay, let's go on to question 2. Do look for me, blank, you need any help. The librarian told the students. Okay, look for me, blank, you need any help. So we are looking at the word to replace if once again. Right, this is a very straightforward answer already. It should be at the back of your mind. So once you see the question, you know the answer is, should you need any help? Okay. Moving on to question number 3. Blank, they had tried hard. They still failed to qualify for the next stage. Okay, blank, they had tried hard. Okay, so what would the answer be for question number 3? For although they had tried hard, yes. Okay, we're implying that even though, right, they tried really hard, they still failed to qualify. Didn't go up to his expectations. Question number 4. Mrs. Tan gave out our examination papers during her science lesson. Blank. Okay. Why is answer not 3? Oh, Cheyenne, that's a very good question. Right, why is the answer not despite instead of although? Starlight Whisper, do you have any clue? Do you have any explanation for this? Right, because you also answered this correctly. Do you have any idea why the answer is not option number 3 and it's option number 4? Okay, before I move on to explain it. Okay, so any explanations from Starlight Whisper before we continue? Okay, don't have. It's okay. Despite is like in spite of. Oh, okay. That's a good start, right? Okay, so yes. So if we use despite, okay, despite will have to come before a gerund. Despite trying hard. Okay, they still failed. Okay, like this is the rest of the sentence. So despite will actually be in front of trying hard instead of despite they had tried hard. Okay, it needs a noun or a gerund after it. Okay, so usually after despite, right, it has a noun or a gerund. Okay, a gerund, let's recap, a gerund is a verb plus ing. Okay, so this comes into your word forms over here. So despite trying, yes, Starlight Whisper, that's a very good explanation over there. Okay, so Cheyenne, are you able to understand? Is it clear enough? Right? Yes, okay, I'm glad you understand. Okay, so just another explanation for this word that we have maybe not seen before, or you rarely encounter the word lest. Okay, lest actually means for fear of. Okay, lest means for fear of. Okay, so looking at this, lest means for fear of something. Okay, so you replace this less with these 3 words over here. So for fear of they had tried hard, this is definitely wrong, right? It doesn't fit into the context. But if you were to actually form a sentence with the word lest, you just replace it with these 3 words over here to see if it makes sense, right? So let's go to question number 4. Mrs. Tan gave out our examination papers during her science lesson. Blank. Okay. Question tag. Okay, the honored one says 2. Didn't she? Okay, so this is a positive form, negative over here, so we can cross out all the positive ones. So it's either 2 or 4, right? Is it didn't she or wouldn't she? Okay, didn't is did. Wouldn't will be would. Okay, gave out. 2 is correct. Okay, didn't she? So this implies that Mrs. Tan did give out the papers. Okay, so this is how we change the sentence structure, right? If we are to connect it to the negative form over here, right? It doesn't show directly, like some questions they would say like, did she go to the school? Or she did go to the school, didn't she? Right? So sometimes there are indirect question tags that you should look out for. Okay, but I'm glad most of you got this correct. So yes, let's go to question 5. I saw Saleh blank the parcel in the drawer of the cabinet yesterday. Okay, yesterday is actually a trick for you. Okay, yesterday is a trick for you. So, question number 5, what would the answer be? Okay, this is a big clue already. Okay, 1. Does anyone know why is the answer number 1? Okay, does anyone know why the answer is number 1? Okay, 1 is correct. Place the parcel. Because of saw, very good. Yes. Okay, so saw is actually a 5 senses. Okay, so after 5 senses, we know we have to use the base form or gerund. Okay, so in this case, option number 1 is correct. Saw already implies past tense. I see. That may not be the exact explanation for it, but it's a good try, right? So yes, saw is already implying past tense, but why we have to use a base form over here, right? Even if it implies past tense, I can still use a past tense here, right? But no, because of the word saw, right? So if I change it to I heard Sally say something yesterday, right? This is also the base form. Okay, I saw, I heard, I maybe let's say 5 senses. I smelt something. I smelled something wrong, or not wrong, but pungent, right? Okay, so this is also base form of the word, right? So because of the 5 senses over here, which is what implies us to use the base form in the blank over here. Can we classify this cue as verb, noun, verb? Saw, noun, and verb. Yes, you can. Yes, Cheyenne, you can do that. Okay, so you want to use the verb, noun, verb form. So in this case, place is a verb, seeing is also a verb. Okay, question 6. Climate change will cause Earth's temperature to keep rising. Therefore, we need to start caring blank our environment. Okay, so caring blank our environment. So what would the answer be? Right, this is a preposition. Red panda, starlight whisper, Cheyenne, for. Yes, caring for our environment is correct. Okay, care for our environment. Moving on to question 7, the voice in the song recordings blank believed to be that of junior superstar Jeff, but it has since been proven wrong. Okay, there's a typo over here. This is but. Okay, it's not BYT, it's but. Okay, so what is the answer for this question over here? Okay, this is a tricky question. This is a tricky question over here. So take your time to look through the question carefully before answering. In the exam, please make sure to check through all the hints or highlight the important clues in the question. Right, it can help you. Three. Okay. Red Panda and Cheyenne. The answer is number 3. Very good. Okay, was. Was is correct. Okay, so the explanation for this, right, this is past tense, okay, but it has since been proven wrong. So after that, right, after it was proven wrong, it is not believed to be that of Jeff already, right, it's someone else's voice. So we are referring to the voice. So this is singular. Okay, the recordings is just here to distract you, so just ignore this. Right, so the answer will be singular past tense. The answer is number 3. Okay, was believed. Okay, was believed. Question 8. Faisal blanked his work before he went to sleep. Okay, there's a missing 2 over here. Question 8. So, Faisal blanked his work before he went to sleep. Okay, question 8. Any answers? Completed. Okay. Option 2. Okay, why is it option number 2? Why is the answer simple past tense? Right. Any explanations? Okay, the keyword here is before he went to sleep, right? So this is a very big clue for all of us to take note of. Right, what tense should we use? Okay, went, past. Okay, so before, right, before describes 2 past actions. Okay, so he had completed his work before he went to sleep will be the correct answer instead, because we are looking at the past perfect action. Okay, past perfect for the earlier action before he went to sleep. Okay, unless he say Faisal completed his work before going to sleep, that will mean that it is in simple past tense because going is in present tense, right? Or before he goes to sleep. Okay, let's go on to question number 9. Having blanked the balloons, the boys started decorating the room for the party. Okay, we are looking at a participle form. Okay, we are looking at the participle form. So, any answers? Having blanked the balloons. Okay, yes, that is correct. Okay, having blown the balloons, the boys started decorating the room for the party. Okay, question number 10. The siblings blanked since 8 p.m. as they were exhausted from all the housework. Okay, since 8 p.m. Okay, it has started at 8 p.m. and is still ongoing. Right, it started at 8 p.m. and is still ongoing. Question number 10. Right, so it's present, perfect, continuous. Very good. Okay, have been sleeping because of siblings. This is plural. Okay, sometimes the option may give you has been sleeping. Okay, so don't fall for the trap because siblings is plural. We have to use have. Okay, JS10. Yes, that's correct. Right, so this is our grammar close. Let's go down to grammar close. Yes. So the passage is about AI. Artificial intelligence is a kind of computer program that can think and learn like a person to help solve problems or answer questions. Imagine a classroom blank some bored students receive extra practice problems tailored to blank learning gaps, while others dive deeper blank a topic with a virtual tutor. Okay, so imagine a classroom blank some bored students receive extra practice problems. Okay, a classroom blank some bored students. Okay, yes, where? Okay, because the classroom is a place, right? It's an area, right, where some bored students receive extra practice problems tailored to blank learning gaps. Okay, tailored to blank learning gaps.
I don't know. What does it add though?
Cause the puzzle got the puzzle piece, is it?
I don't know. When I was doing the paper, I never see. Then I put my laptop, I never check.
Oh, it's okay lah.
Anyway, 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Your life is next, is it?
Yeah. But have you done the puzzle piece on this laptop before?
Mm.
Got.
That time it was my own life, then the laptop beside, then I see it, then I was like, oh.
Where will it appear though? Just on the main screen, is it?
Mm.
Okay. That means I need to pay attention to it next time.
Can see the YouTube.
YouTube.
The YouTube records. You can see the puzzle on the screen.
Okay, I'm going to check it out. Sorry man, I completely forgot about the thing.
You done checking the thing already?
Not yet, I still left this one, but I haven't prepared my paper.
Then you prepare.
Yeah.
What's the new channel name called?
That one cannot go live yet. I'm calling it Jason. But it's called like Everyday English or something.
Then this YouTube channel that we are using is what?
The old one, oh. So now I'm still using the old one. You know why I cannot comment? What the hell? Oh, okay. Actually, this one not bad.